What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with my review of the Google Pixel 4a 5G. So let's get started. Now, I'd like to mention that this device is a gift from Google, and I am part of Team Pixel, but all opinions expressed in this video are completely my own. Now, definitely take a look at my previous Pixel coverage. I've already made a variety of different videos about the regular 4a and the Pixel 5 as well. And I've done content about the Pixel 4 and also the Pixel 3a. So I'm pretty familiar with all the various devices that have been launched from the Pixel team over the last several years. Now, the Pixel 4a 5G features an MSRP of $499. This device is factory unlocked and will work with any carrier in the US, which is definitely very convenient. With the phone, we're getting a 6.2-inch display. The display itself features OLED technology and does run at 60 Hz. The display's 1080p, we're getting a PPI of 413, a 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio, so a more narrow but taller form factor, which is great for the type of content that people consume nowadays, whether it's going on social media or watching video content or just browsing the web. You can fit a lot of content into a single frame here with this form factor. And then finally, with the phone, we're getting an 84.1% screen-to-body ratio. So thin bezels all around. Now in the upper left corner, we do have a hole punch for the front-facing camera, and that camera is 8 megapixels. Stay tuned to later on in the video as I'll show you a variety of different photo and video samples from all the cameras in this phone. But with the device, we're getting 128 gigabytes of internal storage, so definitely very generous there. One downside though is that there's no microSD card expansion. This phone also does not feature wireless charging, and there's no face unlock. But we do have a fingerprint sensor on the back. So we'll give that a try right now. And that was very quick. Let's do that one more time. Definitely very fast. So I'm definitely a big fan of having the fingerprint sensor, whether it's on the power button or the back. I think both placements are convenient, so definitely no complaints with that. Now also on the back side of the phone, we have a dual camera setup with a 12.2 megapixel main camera and a 16 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. Now this phone does support portrait mode for both the rear and front cameras, so you are going to be able to get those nice blurred out backgrounds that I know everybody is a big fan of. Now, if you didn't know this already, one of the signature features of all the various Pixel devices are the cameras. They have a great reputation for having some of the best camera software out there, as well as hardware. So essentially, even though the 4a 5G is a mid-range phone, you should expect to get flagship quality photos and videos from it. But you can see right now we're in the regular photo mode. They also have a quick toggle here to access 2x zoom, but this is digital zoom because there is no dedicated telephoto lens. But then we can switch over to the ultra wide angle camera to fit a lot more content into the frame, which is certainly a nice thing to have. I'm personally a big fan of ultra wide cameras because it's a really nice way to change things up from just taking photos with a standard camera. But also there's certain situations where you might want to fit an entire room in one picture. Maybe you're taking photos indoors, or maybe there's a building that you want to take a photo of and you want to fit the whole building in a picture. The ultra wide camera especially comes in handy for that. Then from here, we can switch over to portrait mode, where again, you get those blurred out backgrounds, which is excellent. And then also night sight, which I can't really show you much of that right now. But again, stay tuned for the photo samples later on as I'll show you some night sight photos. But that is another signature feature that is really popular with the Pixel phones. Then we can go over to video mode, where we get 4K video recording with the rear camera and 1080p with the front. And there's also some other options as well, like panorama, photosphere, and then from here, we can swipe down to access all the various customizations. We can change the ratio that photos are taken in. We can adjust the flash. We can also add a timer. And then getting further into here, there's even more settings available. So quite a few options here when it comes to taking photos and videos with the Pixel 4a 5G. And I'm definitely very impressed. And I almost forgot to mention, here's the front-facing camera. So you are able to take really clear-looking selfies with the phone, which I definitely appreciate. And then again, we have portrait mode for the front-facing camera as well. So even though there is no dedicated depth sensing camera, You're still going to get really good portrait mode with the 4A 5G because, again, the software is so advanced that it's able to detect depth. Now, internally, with the Pixel 4a 5G, we're getting 6 gigabytes of RAM and the Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G. So it's very impressive that we are getting that processor. That's actually the same exact processor that comes with the Pixel 5, but with the 4a 5G, we do get 2 less gigabytes of RAM. Now, with this device, we're getting a 3,885 milliamp hour internal battery that does feature 18-watt fast charging support, so a decently large battery there, and then it is nice that it does support fast charging. Now, the software here with the phone is Android 11. Of course, being a Pixel device, it's going to be one of the first phones to get the latest versions of Android, and you're also going to be getting consistent security patches. So if you're one of those people that really likes and appreciates getting updates on a regular, consistent basis, then going with this phone or one of the other Pixel phones is probably your best way to go. And then finally, with this device, we have NFC. So if you like to make mobile payments with Google Pay, for example, then this phone will definitely get the job done for that. Now here is the box the 4a 5G comes in. I'll show you everything that comes included here. So the first thing that we have is this packet. So in the packet, we have a SIM card removal tool, and then also some other regulatory information and other tidbits related to that. Also, there's a setup guide in here too, but I've set up so many of these phones that I don't really need to read this literature personally, but if you are confused, then this might help you out. Then from there, we have the USB wall adapter. We also have an USB OTG adapter, so if you want to connect any USB device to the phone itself, then you just plug in the USB-C end into the port on the bottom of the phone, and then you get a full-sized regular USB port. And then we also have a double-sided USB-C cable for charging and data transfer. But now that we've gone over the major specifications of the Pixel 4a 5G, and I've also shown you everything that comes included in the box, let me show you a little bit more about the hardware. Now, the phone does feature a plastic build besides the front panel here, which is glass. I'm totally fine with it, and in addition to that, the phone itself does feel nice and solid. It certainly does not feel cheap, so in general, I have no complaints. On the left side of the phone, we have the slot for the SIM card. Remember, this phone does not support micro SD cards. On the right side of the phone, we have the volume down, volume up, and power button. Then up top here, we have the noise-canceling microphone and 3.5mm headphone jack. And then on the bottom of the phone, we have the speaker, microphone, and the USB-C port for charging and data transfer. So definitely very cool to see that we are indeed getting a 3.5mm headphone jack with the phone. I know that is something that seems to be disappearing quite a bit on a variety of different devices, but we do have that here on the 4a 5G. Then taking a look at the back side of the phone, we have the camera module and the flash. Also, I almost forgot to mention, but here are the benchmark results using Geekbench 5 with the Google Pixel 4a 5G. So you can see I got a single core score of 590 and a multi-core score of 1619. So what I recommend doing is running this test on your current phone and then comparing your scores to these scores to get a good idea of the type of performance upgrade that you would get with this phone. 79.3% screen to body ratio, and then with the Stylo 6, it's a little bit better at 82.5%. So really, the Stylo 6 is better in all aspects as far as the display goes, except it seems like the A21 is a little bit brighter. Video content looks and sounds really good on the Pixel 4a 5G. If you want to, you can crop in for a more immersive experience, but in general, colors are great, mostly due to that OLED display. But also, I want to point out another thing too, is that the speaker quality is really good as well. And that's due to 2 reasons. First thing is, the speaker on the bottom of the phone is good in general. But also, with this device, audio comes out of the earpiece as well. So you are getting audio out of 2 different sources when watching video content or listening to music or doing anything. So that's going to result in a more clear, more immersive audio listening experience, which translates to a better video viewing experience. So in general, this is a great device for watching video content. Without a doubt, I'm very impressed with the photo and video quality from the Pixel 4a 5G. From my experience, the camera quality seems to be comparable to that of the Pixel 5 and the regular Pixel 4a. So essentially, we're getting camera quality that is comparable to a flagship smartphone. Despite this phone being half the price, that a flagship typically would be. The ultra-wide camera isn't quite as wide as options from other brands. However, photos do look really good from it, and in general, it's a super nice feature to have. Now, one of the most noteworthy features with the camera definitely has to be the nighttime photo mode, and all of the pictures that you see here were taken in complete darkness. However, you wouldn't know it by the way the photos look. The nighttime photo mode works better in low light than even my own eyes, so I'm definitely impressed. But let's now check out some video samples. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, coming at you with a 1080p front-facing test video using the Google Pixel 4a 5G. So let me know what you think of the quality, as well as the microphone quality too. That's pretty important. Definitely curious to know what you think. And here is a 1080p 30 FPS test video using the Google Pixel 4a 5G with the main camera. Really quick autofocus in video mode. And here is a 1080p ultra wide angle video with the Google Pixel 4a 5G. So you can fit a lot more content into the frame with the ultra wide camera. And here is a 4K test video using the Google Pixel 4a 5G. Now in this review, I am going to be downsampling this video into 1080p because I upload in 1080p for all my videos on the channel. But really quick autofocus. So in conclusion, the Google Pixel 4a 5G is definitely a really good mid-range device from the company. In fact, I would say out of all three new Pixel phones that launched this year, this one's probably the best of the three as far as value goes. Now with the Pixel 5, which I'll be comparing this to in the future, you are getting more premium build materials, and then more RAM, and a couple of other benefits in addition to that. But I feel like this phone really does offer the best value in general out of all of them. So I think it was a really good decision by the Pixel team to launch this phone, and in general, I'm very impressed. But I hope you enjoyed this review of the Google Pixel 4a 5G. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, but I will see you in the next one.